Hello everybody. Hi Elaine, glad you made it. Sorry that your sound card got messed up. Hi Darla, hi Sandra, hi Gilda, hi Jessica. I'm sorry, I had one of those moments. I don't know if that happens to you at any time when you say, okay, it's a quarter till, so I'm gonna do what I'm doing for 15 more minutes, and then at hour sharp I'm going to do the other thing, and then you keep doing what you're doing and you go until 5 minutes till, then the next time you look it's a quarter past. So I don't know, I must have some fugue episodes. Hi Kelly. Anyway, for this I already made a black and white Skinner blend, which doesn't go from full black but from more like a darker gray. And then I'm working on a Skinner blend that's got white, turquoise and cobalt blue. Hi Ramona, hi Catherine, hi CJ. So again, I apologize because these were supposed to be ready already. You know, I mean, I don't know. Stuff is happening. I'm slowly getting there. I was even able to do a little bit of exercise today. And I can proudly say that this morning when I weighed myself, I noticed that I lost 10 pounds since July 17, so yay me. 70 more to go. That's awesome, Glinda. I'm glad that you found them useful because they are all, and I do intend to make more, so hopefully should take me another month, I think, before starting to feel more even more energetic. I wasn't able, because I had to go to the doctor so many times, I wasn't really able to buy those energy supplements that I've been using, so I wasn't as blah as before I started. They changed my thyroid medication, but I was still blah enough to not do everything that I wanted to do. But I only have 2 more doctor's appointments that I'm actually a little not sure if I want to do. One of them I have to do, it's the endocrinologist, but I have to also go get an MRI of my neck spine, and I am kind of watching, very concerned what's going on, because my state is one of the states with high Delta variant infection and low low availability of ICU beds. So, and I'm not based just by our state's health department, because our governor is one of those governors that decided to, oh, we are not going to report exactly what's going on. So that's even more frightening, honestly. But anyway, I mean, At this point, what can I say? It's just a matter of depending how the pandemic develops. Because it was bad before the pandemic, but once I wasn't able to get my shots in the spine and all that, it was even worse. Hi Adelaide. Hi Antonia. Give me just a minute here. The thing, I don't know if I told you before, but you know how when you do the Skinner blend, you get all these rags on the side, and I told you before that doing the rolling helps you with getting the Skinner blend done faster, because when you do a rolling, you have like 3 or 4 or 5 foldings, one on top of the other, so it mixes much faster. But it's also a good way to push back those raggedy ends. The only thing you need to be careful and to look for is for air bubbles. Oh my goodness, CJ, you had it. I have to say that in my closest friends circle, the only ones that I know that had it, and I'm not talking about, you know, physical here friends circle, I'm talking about worldwide. Oh, I hear you, Gilda. It would be horrible. By the way, you say Gilda or Gilda? Because I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. And it's a couple who were best friends of mine back in Romania. They are older than me. They are like 10, she's like 10 years older than me, and I think he's like 15 or 16. So we are talking about 70, 75, and they had it, not the Delta variant, they had COVID. Okay, so Gilda. But they had the, you know, the 0 or the 1.0 COVID. And it was pretty bad for them, especially for him, because he had just had a heart attack not even a year prior to this. But they were able both to survive it. They still have issues, you know, long COVID issues. Oh, I couldn't even think how it would be if I had to go for cancer treatment now. I mean, it was bad then, but now it's... I am so sorry. It's just... Yeah, what people don't seem to be able to understand is that the role of masks and social distancing and, you know, washing your hands and all that other stuff is to diminish the spread. Not completely, because you cannot completely contain a virus like that, but by diminishing the spread, you diminish the variants. Hi, Kathy. Because think about it, viruses do have a quite high chance of getting a lot of variants. Why? because there are many and they multiply a lot. I mean, there are these microscopic life forms that nobody can tell what kind of life forms they are because they are non-classifiable, really. And if you would get the chance of mutating, let's say 1 per million, right? Any person who gets it has probably close to 1 billion viruses in their system. So there you go, you get about 100 mutations. Now, let's say that out of these mutations, 1 in a million might be more deadly and more transmissible. All you need is it'll be 100,000 people to get it, so that you'd get a worse variant. Yeah, it is really bad, especially when it's, and I see, oh no, it's kids, it's just kids. Every life is worth it, So, as I was saying, hi Sarah. One thing that I wanted to tell you, and if you go, one thing that I didn't show you before, let me actually get into my Amazon so I can show you. And for the people who haven't seen my Amazon shop influencer store before, this is a list of my recommendations. It's not my store. I don't have the money to have all that stuff in a store on Amazon. I do get a few cents off. Why the heck is my... Hold on a second. I don't think it's me. It's YouTube. My face is horribly... Oh, that's why. My quality is only 360p. Why the heck? Anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about, my store. So I get a few cents out of every purchase you make if you buy something from my store, or if you when you have something to buy on Amazon and you enter Amazon through my website and you finish the purchase within 24 hours, it will carry my cookie, my store's cookie, and I will get a few cents out of every purchase you do. Your prices aren't higher, and it's a way to help me without actually spending any money to help me. Let's get, so this is my Amazon influencer store link, and you can find the link on YouTube if you go to the About tab on my channel. You can find it on my Facebook page. You can find it on my website kalyanadesign.com. So let's go to the store and let me show you what. So among all these lists, because you know that I've organized my store pretty good, and I go through it. I spend several hours every week to make sure that it's as updated as possible. But if you go through all these recommendation lists, you'll notice that there is one that is named COVID. And I know there's a lot of lists. There's this one, and also Finnegan's things, what I tried and what Finnegan got, I bought for him, or others made a gift to him, and what I tried and I recommend. So this is the COVID-19 list, and if you remember, I did show before how to make homemade masks using these. But anyway, make sure you get yourself, if things get worse, make sure you get yourselves one of these. Shut up, get out of here. That was Seamus. So a UV light sanitizer, but make sure that it says UVC, because there are 3 types of UV light, A, B, and C, and the C one is the one that kills the coronaviruses, and this one is it's the cheaper that I could find with the highest ratings, and it's portable. And you can find more than this. I mean, if you just go to, I'm going to add maybe more as time goes by. And a lot of people have asked me, now I wear the KN95, and but these are others that I recommend. This is the one that I was wearing and I'm going to wear again, but I was wearing until after I got vaccinated. What I love about it is the fact that, number one, it has changeable filters, and I actually bought filters, these filters that are even stronger than the ones for it. It's got a exhaling valve, so it's much easier to breathe with it. And this seal here, the material, the silicone rubber it's made out of, seals it perfectly around your face, and it kind of molds on your face, so if you wear glasses, it's not going to affect. So you can see it's got 2 different valves, an inlet and an outlet, and all the condensation goes down, so it doesn't go up, like in case you have eyeglasses. So it's not going to mess you up in that respect. And it was like $30 when I bought it last year, but now it's only like 13. So let's see. Hi, James. I'm sorry. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear it. There are 2 primaries, or one of them is the metastasis of another? I'm so sorry. We're gonna all pray for you. Oh God, I hate when that happens. I mean, my example is a much less severity, but I've been having issues with my fatigue and everything, and it was the thyroid, and I've been complaining about it, and nobody would listen. It's just, this is the thing that I hated the most. And you talk to the doctors, and there's stuff that you know about your body, and it's not supposed to be like that, and they're like, oh, no, you're fine. What's a Volara? Just be careful, it's not good to have living organisms around the UVC lamp. I mean, use it and then... Oh, that is really bad. That they missed 2 separate. That is horrible. Yes, you could sue those doctors, Especially if you can get hold of the records, because they are supposed to note there what's your complaint. I am so sorry. And then to have to go for treatment in a pandemic, it's... Anyway, so what I'm going to do with this is just, the cylindrical plug. Yeah. There's no way to make them responsible in any way. There's just no words, when it's somebody who's going through this, honestly. I mean, I've been through this as a carer and as a patient, and I can tell you one thing, that number one, for most of it, unless you've gone through it, you have no idea what's going on and how. And for 2, each person's experience is different. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna message you on Facebook. That is horrible. I can tell you that this week I haven't been much better. Remember I was telling you at the beginning of the month, I think, or one of the lives, that in the last couple months, more like the last month, the worst. Absolutely, Darla, absolutely. Unfortunately, I know a lot of veterans And I know that that's not the case. And I also know that if you don't, with them generally, if you don't go and really stir the water, so to speak, you don't get much. But anyway, cane, James. Yeah, so with everything that's been going on, I'm still in that funk. And just a second. And the thing that's also, I mean, it's like several things one on top of the other. The thing that's been also dragging me down, if you want, emotionally, is my weight. Because as I've been telling you since the end of 2017, I've been complaining to my doctors. I've been telling them, and they would do the thyroid levels, not full thyroid levels, and they'll be, oh no, you're okay, you know. But because I had a bad chance that my endocrinologist, the one that I've seen for years before getting breast cancer, while I was going through the breast cancer treatment, moved to another state. So you can imagine that during the breast cancer treatment, the last thing that I was worried about was my thyroid, because I had the radioactive iodine treatment to kill my thyroid right before the diagnostic of breast cancer. So none of these doctors stops to think, oh hey, you know, she kind of got her thyroid killed. Like it for Sandra's daughter-in-law and for, hold on, whose nephew was in the hospital, Ramona? Let me see, because yes, Ramona's 12 years old nephew. Okay, so anyway, none of the doctors I was seeing was thinking, hey, you know, she got her thyroid killed, maybe she needs some help. So I just kept putting weight on and putting weight on, no matter that I had a good diet, no matter that I was exercising, no matter that I did everything right. But you know, when you don't have thyroid hormones, and for me, for my personal emotional state, I can tell you one thing. I mean, I'm not trying to do any kind of fat shaming or anything here. I'm just saying, talking about my personal experience. I've had, before getting the Graves' disease diagnostic that was triggered especially by the climate back in 2003. I've always had a high metabolism, you know, and I was quite sportsy. Oh, that's horrible, James. And the first time I started gaining weight during breast cancer treatment, because I had a surgery, then a second surgery, then chemo, then 4 more surgeries, a total of 6 surgeries in 2.5 years. And because of that, I couldn't really do much of exercising. And not only that, but I had to eat protein and all that stuff. So for me it was quite damaging, if you want, because all my life I've been skinny, and then all of a sudden I found myself, so I went from 127 pounds to 198 in 2.5 years. But, and also I was taking this medication that kind of leaks the estrogen from your body, and it's kind of like a menopause on fast forward. So that was also causing weight gain, sorry. And once I didn't have to take that medication anymore, I started Atkins, I started walking every day and everything, and I managed to go down to 132, and that was just fine. I mean, I don't know how many of you remember when I first started the channel. I was, hold on, give me just a second, because I have the perfect example for you, because some of you didn't realize, I guess. So my oldest, because I do have from farther away, get myself from farther away. Okay, so this is, I'm not gonna turn on the sound, but this is how I looked in May of 2017. You can see I was back to my skinny self, right? And then at the end of 2017 I started feeling tired. Yeah, take care of yourself, CJ, I'm sorry. And then starting with 2018, 2019, I started pestering my doctors and I started gaining weight. So now I got again 70 pounds to lose. So, and I gained more than I had gained before. I mean, I got as high as 214. So I am at 204 today, after a month and 5 days. So hopefully within a year I will start looking more normal. And it's very hard for me because I have very small bones, and with all my problems you can imagine that I cannot move very easily. It's a disaster when I'm trying to get up from the couch. It's really bad. It's a lot of effort, and my legs are hurting and my back is hurting. I mean, it's way worse than it was. Okay, what I've been doing, I hope you noticed, I've been just reducing this because they think they know best, you know. I mean, even when they are just primary care. It was a good thing that I convinced my breast cancer surgeon, who's kind of a big poobah. That's okay, Donna. And he ordered the full panel, and that's where it showed, because they would do the TSH and the TSH was normal. So, and in the beginning it was a little, not low, but it was on the lower end of normal, you know. And when they finally did the full workup, sure enough, my 3T3 and 3T4 were low. Well, yeah, Gilda, and especially because, you know, it's so frustrating. That's what I was trying to tell. And it really makes you kind of lose hope when you do everything right and you still gain weight just because the doctors don't listen to you and don't think this woman doesn't have a thyroid anymore, maybe she should get, you know, a supplement. And the other thing, just to give you an example, okay, what the thing that I convinced my primary care to keep doing that and give me some thyroid medication until I would manage to get to an endocrinologist. And because I saw an endocrinologist right back in 2019, and she said, yeah, your TSH is okay, but you've been hyperthyroid from so much. It's not about appearance, James. It's about well-being. And I'll tell you another thing that scares me. That's why I don't want to be overweight. And so I saw an endocrinologist back in 2019, and she was, yeah, right, okay, we're gonna put you on Armour, 15 milligrams. And I was starting to feel good for a while. Exactly, Gilda. And then I noticed that again it was going down. So in March of last year, I asked my primary care to do again a full thyroid panel. And she did, and she was like, oh, you're exactly like last year. And I said, I know. So you're good to go. And I said, I'm exactly like last year while taking thyroid, you know. So that's when she finally realized and gave me a higher dose. But yeah, that's what Gilda said, James. It's one of the things. I mean, when your whole life you had a low weight, and then number one, with the breast cancer treatment and the thing that is kind of like menopause on fast forward, it kind of affects your bones. You know, I got osteopenia because of that. So you can imagine that it's very hard on my bones. But the other thing is that even if those medications I took practically bring a woman to menopause, and because the cancers that I had, remember I told you I had like 5 different kind of breast cancers in one tumor, of which 3 were invasive. But the thing is that after all those medications, when your ovaries don't produce estrogen, so So remember, in my tumor, all the cancers were like 96 to 98, feeding on estrogen. So when your ovaries don't produce estrogen anymore, the adrenals take over and the fat. So the more fat cells you have, the more chances is that you have estrogen, and it's going to reach one of those cells that haven't been annihilated by the chemo, right? So, and lies dormant somewhere in your body. So that's why it scares me. So, okay. No, and as I said, I'm not judging the weight thing. I said it's bad for me because it makes me unable, because I already have a lot of, my strength is diminished. I do not have the muscles that normally a person uses to, to push themselves up and down from a chair and stuff. So I had to develop the neck muscles more and all that. So when on top of that, I have almost double, more than half again my weight to move from here to there, it can get really bad. So that was another thing that made me be kind of in a funk. So I guess until I'm gonna get to at least like 175, I'm not gonna be in a very good mood. Anyway, so let's get back to our thing. So I have here, and I'm going to do two separate things. Number one, I'm gonna use the larger ones, because I have some that are a little bit smaller, the half that's a little bit smaller and taller, and another one that's shorter and fatter. And I use these shorter and fatter because they are going to elongate a little bit while I'm working them. And what I'm going to do barbed cane. Hi, kitty. And did I tell you, because I know I posted on Facebook, Finnegan and all my cats, they are very, very behaved. I mean, they don't get on counters, they don't jump on the curtains. They are very, very behaved. I was very blessed with that. Now Finnegan, because he's more of a baby, he's got a few things. For example, he will steal empty envelopes. Like I normally, when I get my I kind of try to get all my Amazon deliveries, because most of what I buy online. So my Amazon deliveries and everything, if they are not super super urgent, I might let them pile for 2 or 3 or 4 days and open them all at once. I'm sorry, Destiny. So when I do that, I usually just pile, put stuff one on top of the other, and then get it all and take it out to the recycle bin. And he steals envelopes, empty envelopes, and he starts munching on them. But his latest thing is that he started stealing socks from the laundry basket. The clean socks, not the dirty ones, only the clean ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some barbed cane with both the blue and the gray. And you know how much I hate this sticky white. Let's cut the others from the other side. And you can cut them in half, you can cut them in a quarter, or in quarters or in eighths. It's up to you. I'm going to give them a little bit of extra oomph by making them fatter. Because some things do look better fat, you know, like bacon. That's the thing with the Atkins diet, is that you can eat as much bacon as you want. But yeah, Finnegan not just steals, but munches them. And he would, like, for example, if I drop a receipt when I clean my purse, he's going to steal it. Thank you, Gilda. I do have days, trust me, I do have days when I don't really, I cannot physically, I cannot get out of, just spend the time laying on the couch and not even. And you know what's really irritating? When I have one of those, what they call fibro flare, I don't know, it's just a chronic fatigue, I guess. I cannot even binge watch something or watch a movie I like, because I'm gonna fall asleep. So wasted time. That's the thing that I hate. I don't know if I told you, but all my life I hated sleeping. It doesn't matter if it's about the night sleep, it's about naps or whatever. I always hated sleeping. For me, sleeping is like the little death. You know, it's a time in which you do not live. I don't know how to put it better. So I think somebody cursed me, you know, because remember, my worst fatigue thing was that I was almost narcoleptic. I'm not that bad right now. And hopefully things will be better the next month, because I had as I said, I wasn't able to get all the stimulant supplements I normally need because my dryer broke, so I had to buy a second-hand one, but still was money I hadn't budgeted for. Okay, so I'm going to do the same black for these ones, but let me first. So this is the plain barbed cane. I'm bringing the black over. And I've seen people trying to show this barbed cane and they just bring the whole thing over. I find that bringing the outer layer over so maybe that's why mine sometimes look a little bit different. And always this will stay behind, so you want to pull. Well, let's do the same for the other ones. Magpie kittens. Okay. I'm going to try to make these much faster because I didn't even start on them. We've been talking and I didn't even. Okay, so back to this. Okay. So, what has everybody done creatively all this time? I've been watching Jessica's. You kind of didn't go too much out there. You used to post more of what you're making. That's good. I keep saying I really need to make a new Skinner blend tutorial to show the different ways of blending, because I'm sure that's going to do much better than the old one I have out there. That's from the time when I didn't have a lot of stuff. That's neat. I love the resining everything. Yeah, I need to do some I started working on some cast resin stuff for tutorials beside that review I told you about. And if you are in France, Belgium, whatever, I got an email from Sophie and Tofi that they have now a resin kit for fairy stuff. Hold on. On it here? No, it was on my. Hold on. Let me look for them. I was very happy with them. I mean, they are resin store, but let me show you what they have. I wish I had more money now to get some stuff, but look what they have. They have the set necklace, Disney Little Mermaid, the Hogwarts collection with all kinds of stuff, the fairy garden, Princess Ariel. So it's really neat. I mean, you see they have all these awesome molds and stuff, and now would be the good time to get stuff for Halloween. And they have some stuff that's really beautiful. I mean, I haven't seen the fairy wings, the butterfly wings that they have. I haven't seen them anywhere else. So if you are in that area, go ahead and check their store, because they have awesome stuff. I still have to do the soft cast resin. Yeah, if it's very hot, yeah, Cernit is very soft in hot weather, and if you have hot hands. For hot hands and hot weather, use Pardo. Yeah, unless you have a very good AC, which I cannot complain. My AC is absolutely fabulous. Alright, so let's go ahead and put first together some of this blue stuff. And I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to actually do a little bit of cover up for, place this one too, for in between the whites. I'm going to use white as filler. I was going to use black, but the black that I just opened is just too soft, sticky. It's worse than the white. Alright, so 1, 2, and then I'm going to cut it in a diagonal. Why like this? Not like this, because I'm not cutting a diagonal like that. I'm cutting a diagonal like this. See what you don't think. Okay, and another one here. Come on. Come on, you can do it. So I'm going to put, it would be like little teeth here, right? Going to put some stuff here. They're a little bit too long, but that's fine. And it'll work just fine. And I only needed 3. Why did I cut 4? That is fine. Okay. Now I can go ahead and reduce them. Yeah, did you watch my how to avoid trapping air in Pardo translucent? And it works with any other translucents actually. It's a very simple trick. It's up on my, I think the video is called How to Avoid Plaquing, and you find it in my Pardo list on how to condition Pardo. And also if you go on PolyClay Play in Pardo, she has those videos there as well. Alrighty, so you know I like to work at about 1 inch. More. It doesn't break apart. You didn't condition it enough if it breaks apart. And might be your machine has some issues, because it may happen. Like my makings has some issues when going on very thin, and that's when you use those things from the icy hot patches. It's these little sheets that the patches come sandwiched in, and you just put the clay in between two of these sheets when you go through the machines, through the machine, and that way it will not break. No matter how thin your sheet will be, it will not break. So it's a really good thing. Okay, guess we talked more than I worked, but we had some important stuff to talk about here. I'm sorry to hear about everybody, about CJ, about James, about Ramona's son, about you, Destiny, and everybody. It's, you know, kind of fate. And nobody can escape that, right? Okay, as you can see, it came up very delicate. I don't know how to call it otherwise. Going to still reduce it a little bit longer. But yes, that was a live, Jonah. But I'm going to do this one the same, and I'm going to continue next week because it's been an hour, and remember, the muscles on my back are hurting and my spine is hurting now. Hopefully it will go better soon. So I need about, let me see, about 25 more pounds. I will start moving better and have more energy to be able to start exercising, so then things will go much better. But right now it's not it's not an option. Exercising and walking is not an option. Okay, so we'll put this together, and I'm sorry, but today I mostly talked instead of doing this kind of stuff. And it's going to be, I might actually do 2 of them, I don't know, might be just 1, might be 2, but it's going to be a cane with white filling. So if you are into this, that's what you're going to see. And I'm sorry I didn't manage to upload a tutorial for this past week, but as I said, I was not really in a good place this week. I mean, I started it, it's there, but I just couldn't finish it. I don't know how to tell you. My heart felt heavy. My soul felt heavy. So that's what I do too, Adelaide. So yeah, I know, and I don't realize when it's been an hour, and my first sign is that I'm starting to hurt, and then I look at the clock and it's like, oh, okay, it's been an hour. So that's why. So I'm sorry I didn't do more, but I promise you for next time these will be done, and I'll only have these to put together, and I'll put the whole thing together and try and reduce it. This was this specific Skinner blend, thank you James, was white, turquoise and cobalt blue. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next Saturday. Thank you. Have a wonderful week to come, and everybody get a little bit better. That's all I wish for you. Not a lot, just a little bit, and keep going. Okay? Bye.